Some games don't need hours to prove that they're something special. They grab you from the very first moment. A great prologue can be an effective tone setter, establish its world, teach gameplay mechanics, or just drop your jaw with pure spectacle. So here are 15 games that somehow managed to do all of the above in a single unforgettable prologue. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2.
Approaching Kadaku. Prepare for atmospheric entry.
Sure, the opening title scroll may be pretty standard and expected, but dang does it execute on the cinematic front. The bone-chilling music and slow letterbox transition to Tyranid hordes landing on the planet Kadaku is just perfect, and that classic green font just oozes grimdark from a mile away. After the cinematic sequence, you're immediately met with waves of Tyranids, and a handy chainsword to mow them down with. The prologue isn't a one-off either, the entire game continues that cinematic action fusion all the way to the end. Forza Horizon 5. The Forza Horizon series has always been consistent about jumping right into the good stuff, and in Horizon 5's case, that includes supercars falling out of the sky, apparently. New and familiar players alike get something nice out of this prologue, whether it's an early taste of hypercar speed or just a quick sampling of the controls and Mexican terrain that you'll be encountering. There's no gritty plot being used as an excuse for the festive racing either. The Horizon series focuses solely on celebrating cars, and this opener succeeds brilliantly at that. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. The opening of Jedi Survivor immediately captures Star Wars fans' attention because it takes place within the capital of the galaxy, the seedy underbelly itself. Not only is there oodles of environmental world building and ambiance, but the level design is superb from the get-go. Cal is a more experienced Jedi at this point, so wall running, force pushing billboards, and chopping up baddies comes quick and often in the opening hours.
Okay, you can fight.
The thrilling escape highlights some of the best cinematography I've seen from any Star Wars media in a while as well. Batman Arkham Knight. What better way to begin an Arkham game than with Scarecrow and his fear toxin? Your first moments are spent casually ordering food in a Gotham diner. You're given an ordinary glimpse into Gotham when villains aren't wrecking the place. Well, until Scarecrow's fear toxin twists everything into a horror show. What follows is the bat signal transitioning to you gliding around the Gotham skyline in search of Scarecrow, touring the best realized version of Gotham we've ever seen in a game.
The city's overrun. We don't stand a chance.
Stay here. I'll send someone to pick you up.
What are you doing?
Evening the odds. Oracle, I need to track that military vehicle.
A squad car has picked up the pursuit. I'm relaying its location now.
Resident Evil Village. Here's another game with a subversive opener. Your first foray into Resident Evil Village is met with a Tim Burton-esque fairy tale animation, a very well done one at that. You're then placed in the perspective of a mother finishing telling the tale to her child, which dovetails beautifully into a first-person exploration, that it's a segment basically set around the family home. It's a necessary little sequence that motivates the main characters and sets the stakes here. Besides introducing exploration and controls, this clever opening sets the twisted fairy tale horror tone that Resident Evil Village executes so frighteningly well.
All clear.
Rose? What the hell are you doing with my daughter?
Package secure, sir.
Take him away.
I said get your hands off her!
Ethan, no.
Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Now it may be a full-on remake, but MGS Delta Snake Eater follows the original to a T, and what a beauty it is. That cinematic shot of the USAF aircraft flying over Soviet territory, followed by the rising sun shimmering off Snake's goggles as he parachutes down, is simply stunning in its remade form. And the virtuous mission itself is so well paced and filled with character-driven tutorials that it gets us excited to play through the classic with a new lens. It's a tone-setting prologue that does its job perfectly, and it's never looked better. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. There are few games that establish a character's friendship and revenge as well as Uncharted 4. You play through a series of high-octane flashback sequences, one with Drake and Sam drifting through bullets on a motorboat, and another with young Drake and Sam on an adventure through town. The flash forward to an older Drake with a Sam-sized chip on his shoulder sets the impetus for the rest of the game, and the high-action moments and twists that follow match that roller coaster of an opener. Final Fantasy XVI. Like Uncharted 4, Final Fantasy XVI opens with a flashback, one of the most intense and electric flashbacks we've ever seen in a game. Two icons battle it out in an almost Lord of the Rings-esque sequence, with you controlling the fire-breathing Phoenix. This battle transitions forward in time to when the main characters are much older, yet icons still shake the foundations of the world. This is perhaps the most mature and gritty Final Fantasy yet, and the prologue quickly demonstrates that. It's also in the prologue where you go through Clive's childhood and see the formation of the tale to come, even though you don't get full access to your revengeance-like combat repertoire until much later on in the game. The prologue does a good job giving a taste of power with that initial icon battle. Ghost of Yote. I may be getting fatigued by Sony's obsession with revenge stories, but Ghost of Yote introduces its particular revenge story in such a simple and gameplay-centric way that I can overlook it this time.
Easy. Easy, boy. It's all right. They're sorry. Aren't you?
The mercenary protagonist Atsu gets left for dead by a gang called the Yote 6. A flash forward to an older Atsu sees her finally exacting revenge on one of the six as she rides to him for a one-on-one duel. I love the video gaming concept of outlining all the bad guys right from the get-go, and Ghost of Yote establishes as clear as a katana slice right in the intro. You can't help but want to go for immediately to each one of them, when you're not distracted by the wealth of side content and beautiful vistas, that is. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Purists and progressives alike get the royal treatment with Rebirth's top-notch prologue. Rebirth tries, and largely succeeds, to follow the main plot faithfully, while also reimagining elements of it. This is immediately made clear with Zack Fair's placement in the narrative at the start. But OG fans also get the most faithful and thorough portrayal of Cloud's Nibelheim flashback right after. These two distinct sequences feature plenty of the freshly iterated hybrid ATB combat to top things off. It's here, in the opening, where we finally get to control Sephiroth at the height of his soldier career. Pulling off his synergy skills, new to Rebirth, with Cloud is an awesome treat. Silent Hill F. Mystery and suspense? Check. Eerie and haunted atmosphere? Check. Bizarre mutated monsters? Double check. Silent Hill F's opener establishes everything a Silent Hill game should. You explore a quiet, fog-laden village for answers and only get deeper into the haunted nightmare rabbit hole the further you go. The village is suddenly populated by spider lilies and mask-wearing monstrosities, despite hanging out with friends and arguing with family mere moments ago. It may not be set in the traditional location that we're used to, and it may not be numbered, but Silent Hill F still captures all the tension and uneasiness the series has been known for. Hogwarts Legacy. Anyone wishing to virtually attend Hogwarts owes it to themselves to play Hogwarts Legacy at some point. The opener has all the staples from the films: magical flying coaches, portkey teleportation, the sorting hat ceremony, and so much more. You can even choose which of the 4 houses to join, each with distinct characters and arcs that reflect your decision. The opener doesn't start slow either, not at all, rushing you off to the Scottish Highlands in an encounter with some nasty cave goblins and a dragon before getting enrolled at Hogwarts proper. It's the perfect prologue for the aspiring wizard or witch. Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
I'm not going to lose you. I will never let you go.
The sequel does what surprisingly few entries on this list do: recap the previous game. I can't fault it for doing a straightforward recap of Marvel's Spider-Man and Miles Morales though, because it's so well voiced and captured. This recap immediately cuts to a Venom foreshadow, and who wouldn't be excited about that, right? Peter and Miles' relationship also gets some good screen time here, as they go after the notorious Sandman for an awesome boss fight. Dead Space Remake.
So you keep saying.
Here we go. Nice clean re-entry. Welcome to Aegis 7.
Imagine 6 months staring at that chunk of rock.
To an independent miner, that's paradise. Aegis 7 is one of the richest finds in CEC history.
There's still hardly any game better at capturing classic alien-style horror than Dead Space. You're just one man with a plasma cutter exploring a derelict ship out in space. With quarantine broken, the monstrous necromorphs stalk the many hallways of the dark ship, but it's the diegetic HUD displays that particularly stand out when you first walk around. The dark and brooding atmosphere is amplified tenfold, since every display and menu is shown via holo projection on Isaac's own suit and arm. The creaking USG Ishimura ship and its necromorph monstrosities need to be experienced by every horror fan at least once, and the remake is the best way to do that today. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild starts off with an anime cliche. Link awakens with amnesia with no idea of where he is or what he is doing. But it's okay, because the rest of the prologue, and game by extension, was as revolutionary as it comes. You're left to explore the huge starting zone at your leisure, playing around with all of the systems and objects in front of you. What's remarkable is that the Great Plateau is just the tutorial of the game. Considering how much content and freedom you have at your disposal in the first handful of hours, it's probably the greatest tutorial ever conceived for a video game. And that brings us to the end of this video. A quick request before we conclude. We upload new videos every single day, and if you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out. Also, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon so that you can receive daily video updates. Thanks for watching.